Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new to this channel, welcome. It is a vibe in here. So today's video is a little bit different. Today's video is going to be about my journey of how I got my appendix removed. Before we go any further, please don't forget to comment, like and subscribe. So where do I even begin? On the 27th of August 2021, I felt so sick, vomiting uncontrollably, in which my parents actually thought it was food poisoning. So they then rushed me to the hospital, and what the doctor did was just treat my vomiting by just putting me on the drip. Thereafter, I did slightly feel better. I went home, and just when I thought the worst is over, I continued to vomit. I was then rushed to my GP. When I got to my GP, she misdiagnosed me, unfortunately. She took blood samples, she took urine samples, she also took a COVID test and prescribed some medication for me. She then said that I have a bladder infection. So here I was, relieved, thinking that finally the problem is now sorted and we now know why I've been feeling so sick. So then I obviously go home. When I get home, I took my medication, rested a bit, had some food, and the vomiting started yet again. Not only that, I now had diarrhea. Not only that, I was having a problem with regards to passing urine. Not only that, I felt very feverish. Fast forward to that, I was rushed to hospital again, and when I got to hospital, my mom was actually like the one who was able to help the doctor with regards to the symptoms that I had, because we had now suspected that I might have what we call appendicitis because of all the symptoms that I had at the time. So the doctor then did a scan. The scan did not really show what was wrong with me. Like the doctor could tell that it could be an appendicitis, but the doctor wasn't quite sure. So then I went in for an x-ray. And the x-ray did say that I do have an appendicitis. I was then rushed into the theater to then obviously get my appendix removed. Doctors couldn't believe what they saw, guys. They removed about 600 mils of pus, and there was so much pus that when they operated me, they didn't close my wound because they said that it could be septic because pus was still coming out at the time. But I was so grateful because when they removed that appendix, I felt so much relief, guys. You can imagine that I've been vomiting so much. I've been feeling so sick. And before, just going back to before I even got to the hospital, I got to a point where my abdomen had swelled so much that I couldn't even walk. It was really terrible. But after having the appendix removed, I felt so much better. And like right now, I'm so grateful because I think I was able to go through all of that because of the support that I had from my parents, my sister, my brother. They were just there for me, not only just with, encouraging me and telling me that I'll be feeling better and so forth, but prayer more than anything got me to even like survive it, more than anything. And I'm standing today and I have what I call my miracle scar. I was so sick that when the doctor finally told me what the problem is, I just wanted to get it removed. I did not care about how I will feel afterwards. I did not really care about how the scar would look at me. I did not care about any other after effects besides getting the pain out of my system. Because you can just imagine having to vomit on a daily basis. Like I think I had like 2-3 days where I was vomiting uncontrollably. All I did was sit in our TV room at home, watch sermons, because that is what really kept me going, read the word, sleep. Every time I sleep, I had the urge to vomit. So you can just imagine that when the doctor finally told me that, dude, you have an appendix, like you need to get it removed, and you know, this is going to be an emergency surgery, I was so relieved. Like, nothing mattered at the time. Nothing mattered besides me getting it out of me. Like, I didn't care about my confidence. I didn't care about, like, nothing mattered. I remember the doctor even jokingly saying to me, "You'll never even be able to wear a bikini." And I laughed and I said to her, "I don't care. All I care is getting this thing that is making me so sick out of my body."
I think also it's because it's not like you've ever had like a surgery that is intense or anyone close to you, so you can't really plan for something you've never been through.
Yes, you know.
So it's just like getting rid of the problem and okay,
we'll deal. For me, it was a thing of I wanted to get rid of the problem. Anything that happens after that, I'll deal with it then. Yeah. So yeah, guys, like, just thinking back now about all that I went through, like, I'm trying to not even get emotional about it. It was just so traumatic because, firstly, I'm not even like a sickly person. I was worried about what could happen to me if I'd ever see my family again. If I'm even going to like survive how sick I was. But because of so much pain, because of the pain that I was going through, all I wanted was to get the problem solved. And I was just so happy, just being relieved of finally having my appendix removed. But more than anything, like, I think as soon as it was, I was now worried about like the after effects of how everything was going to play out, how my scar is going to look, how I'm going to ever take pictures in a bikini, or how I'm going to ever wear a crop top, or how it would affect my confidence more than anything, because I'm also a person who had never had such a big scar. But after my surgery, I couldn't even, when I first saw my scar, as I said, that they did not close my scar, guys, it was really scary. It looked like my intestines, if I have to like be like that, you know, like deep about things. I felt so scared. I felt so, yeah, like, I think the best way to describe how I felt was I felt scared. I remember how waking up and getting up to obviously use the bathroom, how I couldn't walk because I've got the scar. And I'm just trying to like think about everything, you know, all together. But I just remember how I couldn't walk at the time, and I remember the nurses encouraging me to try to like walk up straight. And but I think more than anything, I was guys, I'm just trying to remember, like, wow. But yeah, I felt scared. I felt really, really scared. And I just thought about like how everything would have been. I remember even telling my sister if I'd be able to view myself the way I ever did, will it, like, my confidence more than anything, how will my confidence be after this? Yeah. Okay guys, so we are now going to do a Q&A about the appendicitis. So one of the first questions that I have is what causes the appendicitis? So what Google, this is information that I got on Google, is what they say is it's an inflammation that causes swelling and then a low blood flow to the appendix. When that happens, a small hole develops which leads to abscess formation. I don't even know how to even explain that, but yeah, that's what they basically say. But in actual fact, no one really knows what causes the appendix, you know. But what I know for sure is that you can live without it. But yeah. And then the second questions are, what are the symptoms that you can experience when you have the appendicitis? So one of the first symptoms that you can experience is feeling nauseous. Vomiting uncontrollably is one of them. Feeling feverish, having diarrhea, having constipation. abdominal pains. So to you ladies, if you experience period pains that are excruciating, please do check that out. It is very important because with me, I am a person who has quite hectic period pains, so it was a bit confusing to for me to think that it was an appendix, you know. So if you do experience excruciating pains when you have period pains, please do go to your GP and get that checked out. But yeah, if you're basically experiencing one of those symptoms, please don't hesitate to go and see your GP and really just get it checked out, for you to possibly remove that before it becomes raptured. Yeah. And then so what are the best treatments? Like, what's the best way to basically treat it? The best way to treat it is to get it removed. Yeah, that's literally the only way you can get it treated. And then another thing I wanted to go through with you guys is some of the myths that are said about the appendix. So one of the myths, I mean to say, that are said about the appendix is that eating a big meal after workouts is one of them. Another one is having tomatoes, eating lemons or watermelons. Basically a lot of like, I don't know, like, how do I even explain this? But like foods that are normally sometimes seen as bad, people think that is what normally causes the appendix, and which isn't, you know. Looking back, guys, from all that I went through, if someone would have told me, or even like put it in a hypothetical situation about what I had gone through, I would have told them that there was no way I could have survived that. But this just has shown me how much of a strong woman I am, how much of a woman of courage I am, how much of this has even strengthened my relationship with God. It really just drew me close to God. It made me realize that there's no other way to go through life but to really just trust in God. It strengthened my faith in God, and I look back and I just marvel at God's goodness and the support that I have I mean to say, from my family, and how they just encouraged me, especially my mom. Like, you know, she really told me that I shouldn't worry about my scar. I should still embrace myself. The scar doesn't define me or who I am, but it's rather a part of my journey. It's part of my story. And yeah, I hope I was able to help you guys and educate you guys about my appendicitis, and I hope this video will be helpful to you all, and I hope you enjoyed hearing my story. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. It's all love.